When the lioness attacked the antelope calf, she swiftly knocked it down within a second. However, the mother intervened, giving an unexpected resistance and delivering a kick comparable to that of a multi-ton rhinoceros. The competition between bears and wolves in the wild makes them true enemies. They often attack each other to steal prey, even if it risks serious injuries and life-threatening situations. Expelling a predator of another kind, such as a wolf or a bear, from their territory means that both the bear and the wolf will have more prey. And bears are incredibly strong, and there are many wolves, so their rivalry usually occurs on almost equal terms. But not in this case. Here the she-bear found herself surrounded by a whole pack of wolves. Take note, the female is much smaller than the male, and although she surpasses the wolf, she doesn't appear as a giant compared to him. Nevertheless, her rage would be enough for several seasoned males. It's all because her cubs are nearby. The bear cubs are no longer helpless bundles of fur, but against the wolves, they are absolutely defenseless. Therefore, the female bravely protects them and easily scatters the wolves. The intelligent gray predators encircle the bear family, tighten the ring, and attempt to separate the she-bear from the cubs so that while the mother is busy fighting one or two wolves, the others could attack the cubs. But the she-bear acts way too quickly for them. Wolves surely don't expect such reaction speed from a heavier predator. Wolves are also very devoted parents. This she-wolf guards the pups, who are nestled in the depths of the den, resting peacefully behind their mother. The wolf's den is a place where it rules supreme. To see how other members of the same pack are forced to submit to the she-wolf who protects her offspring. She's ready to go to the throat of anyone. It's not worth disturbing such a loyal mother any further. Childbirth is a challenging trial for any living being. But this mare, right after giving birth to a foal, didn't have a second to recover or get acquainted with her little one at all. Instead, the horse had to recall lessons in self-defense and protect the newborn foal from an enraged stallion. The huge and brutal male simply wanted to trample the little one to mate with the mare when she goes into heat again. Is that cruel? Certainly. But horses are not the most gentle animals. Fortunately, the mare possessed no less aggression than the stallion, and way greater motivation. Almost immediately after giving birth, she managed to resist the larger aggressive animal, saving her offspring. To achieve this, she used all her capabilities, pushed the aggressor away with a powerful blow, fiercely stood her ground, and was ready to sink her teeth into his throat. It's worth noting that the horse that came to help also made an effort to protect the foal. Probably it's the foal's father. The little one was indeed protected. The first day of his life turned out to be tense, but one can hope that now no one will dare to mess with him. His mother taught the aggressor a pretty good lesson. Leopards predominantly lead a solitary lifestyle and form pairs only during the mating season. Afterwards, the female raises the cubs independently. This male not only intruded into the female's territory, but also approached her den too closely. The cubs are waiting for their mother there. He is not their father, and thus the male poses a serious threat to them. Perhaps he would want to quietly get rid of them to mate with the female and become the father of her future offspring. However, the cunning plan of the male failed. The female noticed the male at the last moment and sprinted to intercept. She managed to attack the larger leopard before he could do anything irreversible to her. The mother's fury was immense. Male leopards are approximately 20% larger than females. Think that's not very much? Then imagine a heavyweight boxer facing a lightweight boxer. Can you guess the result? Well, can you? Here, the female endured a series of fierce blows. But maternal love multiplies her strength. Just look how this cat bravely defends her den with the cubs. The male already regrets daring to approach these little ones right here. The female fought him with all four paws, lying on her back, grabbing with claws, pulling towards the face to bite the throat. Having received such a strong resistance, the leopard retreats from the courageous mother who saved her cubs. The mother's battle for the survival of her offspring is simply astounding in its intensity and drama. Adult giraffes rarely fall victim to predators due to their enormous size. Although they could theoretically reach a third-floor window, a giraffe's weight is not that substantial. So an entire lion pride, with the support of males, can bring it down. However, a lone female doesn't stand a chance, and that's why the cunning predator attacks a very young giraffe. The lioness managed to drive away most of the giraffe family, and only the mother bravely stands guard over her cub. However, there's a problem. The lioness found the perfect hunting ground. It has narrow and very steep crevices, holes, and gaps, and they are covered with vegetation and surround the giraffe female and her cub. It seems like they suddenly vanish underground. But in reality, the lioness skillfully frightened the giraffe cub, causing it to stumble and fall into a deep and narrow crevice in the ground. The mother can't descend due to her excessively long legs. The cub is in shock. It hits the ground hard. In such a state, the cub is utterly helpless against the lioness. The predator effortlessly attacks and knocks it down in a place inaccessible to the cub's mother. The lioness grips the giraffe's throat and drags it away from the camera, as if trying to conceal the consequences of her actions. Nevertheless, finishing off the cub there, in the narrow part of the pit, is inconvenient for the lioness. She seizes its throat and drags it to a broader location. Apparently, the predatory cat thinks the cub's mother has long gone. Indeed, this confrontation lasted a very long time, and the chances that the cub is still alive were minimal. But the lioness underestimated the devotion of the giraffe mother to her offspring. It turns out that she had been lying in wait for the lioness all this time. When the predatory cat dragged the cub to a spot where the adult giraffe could fit, the female immediately came to the cub's aid. Just look, the cub is breathing and blinking. It's in shock, in pain, but alive. Apparently, the lioness didn't have time to crush its trachea or rupture any major blood vessels. That's what saved it. As well as the mother's loyalty, of course. The female fiercely lunged at the lioness, easily driving her away, and then took her offspring under her protection. This reunion gave the cub strength. It managed to stand up even. An incredibly touching scene of rescue, where everything ended well, not only due to strength, but also patience and a belief in the best. The cheetah is about half the size of the lioness. When faced with such a competitor, the fastest runner on the planet has only one option: to retreat, using all its super speed. But this time, the lioness confronts not a lone cheetah, but a mother and her cub. The larger predatory cat aims to eliminate the competitor and swiftly attacks the teenage cheetah cub. The female cheetah could easily hide, but instead, she gives the lioness an astonishing resistance to protect her offspring. For the sake of her cub's defense, she draws the blow from the larger predator and even seems to be hunting the lioness herself. The lioness is shocked. For a moment, she felt like the antelope. The cheetah stands no chance in a confrontation with such a powerful opponent. However, the momentum is disrupted. The lioness loses speed, and the cub manages to break free from the trap and escape. The mother was ready to sacrifice herself for this survival, but fortunately, it wasn't necessary. She manages to slip away from the lioness's grip at the last moment and runs away, presumably in the direction of her cub's escape. Let's just hope the female finds her cub, and they move far away from the lion's territory. Lions are also excellent parents. Typically, all members of the pride take care of the cubs, but especially the mother and father. In this rare case, the lioness displayed insufficient tenderness towards her nieces and nephews. A significant mistake. She didn't need to quarrel with their mother. The aggressive cat attacked the bold lioness and gave her a good thrashing to teach her a lesson. Only she has the right to raise her cubs. However, the primary threat to lion cubs comes not from outsider lionesses, but from the males. In general, lions are great and gentle fathers. They love playing with the cubs and to never use force against them. However, this behavior applies only to their own offspring. When a new lion takes over a pride, he seeks out and eliminates all the cubs of the previous leader. This is the only way for him to establish dominance. Lionesses sometimes try to exist, but the invader acts selectively, targeting dens where there are either no lionesses or just one. Since the male is about twice the size of the female, she cannot protect her offspring alone. But here's a completely different situation. The conqueror miscalculated and encountered lionesses who were collectively defending their cubs. Dealing with these enraged mothers is a big mistake. The male is very powerful, but the lioness's fury makes him falter and retreat. 3 lionesses immediately launch an attack on the lone male. The intimidating sound of their roars echoes across the savannah as the heavyweight lionesses exchange devastating blows. Then the remaining lionesses join the brawl. The lion can't resist. They surround and overpower him. Whenever he tries to counterattack, one of the lionesses attacks him from behind. He must retreat now. The lion cubs are safe. Hopefully this remains the case. Lionesses can't constantly guard the cubs. Either their father will return to protect the cubs while the lionesses hunt, or they'll have to deal with this male while they still have numerical superiority.